Hello again! Let me get right to what you want to see, this hut. In fact, I'm so convinced you love this hut that I will copy it to have a second one just for you. To do that, I place one marker down here and another one up here. Now the system knows what to clone. After placing a third marker, it also knows where to place it. All that's left is this book, which we use to start the cloning process. Let's say I want to copy this fenced off area as well. I simply need to move this marker to the left, choose an option from the book, and done. Before I continue, here are some important things you need to know. First, does this work in multiplayer? Yes, it does. That said, only one player may use it at a time, so you will have to coordinate who can use it when. Secondly, this system uses a lot more resources than a simple clone command. While a small selection like I just showed will not be much trouble, cloning several chunks worth of blocks at once is problematic even for a strong PC, and a good source of lag on servers. Last but by far not least, a normal clone copies blocks from A and places them at B. This system needs to copy blocks from A to B and then from B to C. This B needs to be at very specific coordinates, is off limits for everything except the cloning process, and must be loaded at all times. In other words, you lose a lot of space in your spawn chunks, which by the way need to be located at about 0,0. If you can live with all of that, here are the details on how to operate it. By using the spawn eggs, you place down markers. The first two mark opposite corners of the area you want to copy from, and the third the lowest corner of where you place it. Other than with the clone command, it doesn't matter in which order you place the markers. Once you've made a selection, they'll get moved into the right positions automatically. If you can't use spawn eggs, for example in ore or water, use page 2 of the book. The commands in there place a marker at your current position. Once you've selected what to clone, you can use the copy command. This will store the blocks in question in the central buffer in the spawn chunks. Whenever you use one of the paste commands, the system will copy them from there to your target area. By the way, the replace and masked paste both use a masked clone command. In case of replace, the system will fill in air first and then paste in your structure. This means more stress for the engine, so try to use masked whenever possible. The two commands at the bottom simply chain a copy and paste together for convenience. At the top you'll find two commands to remove markers, and a clear all command, which will not only remove markers, but also any data on your last copy. It won't delete the blocks from the buffer, but you can still treat it as a sort of reset. If you use this map, for which you can find the download in the description, you will find a lot of bedrock at spawn which surrounds the cloning buffer. If you just use the schematic file to put the system in your world, make sure to keep everything away from the area in these coordinates. As for the command blocks, don't worry. While there are a lot of them, most are only activated when you do something. The system is designed to keep a low profile as long as it is not used. Interesting for you might be this button right here, which will cause a reset of everything, plus you'll get the spawn eggs and a book. And now to those with CBP. At the bottom of devs.cbp you'll find these three values for the lowest corner of the clone buffer. Just change them to whatever you need in your world. But keep in mind that it requires 160 by 160 by 160 blocks of free space, starting at that position. Thanks for watching, see you next time.